Hello and welcome back to the 90s Mad Podcast, your podcast for all things Newcastle United, hosted by three lifelong Newcastle United supporting buddies. Myself, D-Man, joined as usual by AC and Jefferson, back from a mini hiatus. Yeah, good.
What's going on, lads? What's going on?
All good.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, good to hear. All smiles, I guess. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Help the channel grow and that. Much appreciated. Get involved in the chat. But yeah, we're here as usual to review the latest Newcastle United showing. We went to St. Mary's and came back with a 3-1 victory against Southampton. So yeah, can't really complain. Quite a bit to discuss, but overall positive about the game. AC, quick thoughts?
Yeah, I think for myself, as I like to always do, is start with my prediction. I did predict 3-1. So once again, hashtag AC was right. I'm on the roll, guys, with my predictions, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I know I'm going to get under soon.
Yeah. When we get to them tricky round of fixtures, we'll see how good you are about predicting those, bro.
That's when I start just saying 1-1 to play it safe. But I'm really pleased with the result, man. It was something that we said to ourselves going into it. Southampton are bottom of the table. Unfortunately, they're there for a reason. Like, they only got 6 points, guys. 6 points, which is like shocking, really. Not even double figures yet, and we're now entering February. But at the same time, anybody can beat anybody. I think we always said that. It can be one of those days that you never know. And I have to say, just a little short summary, when they first scored, I was just like, okay, this is on the cards anyway, what I expected. But I don't know, man. It was a bit raucous, a bit rowdy. Just to give people some context there, I was actually at the game as well. So, and unfortunately for myself, I was sitting in the home end, which is always a tricky one to do. You almost got to sit on your hands or keep your hands in your pockets, right? And you got to show no emotion on your face. But overall, though, the team come back, and that's something that's been evident here, is that once again we may have conceded first, but the ability to come back, and come back good and really get into the game, it just shows Newcastle's delivery of important performance here. Because I think we've done that quite a few times this season, where we might have conceded first and come back, and that's a good thing to see. Because I don't know about you guys, but I do remember the past. I don't want to bring up old skeleton bones of Newcastle, but there were days when we can see first and there's no way coming back from it. We're just like, this is it. Now, overall, I'm really, really pleased, and I'm really happy for the team and stand-up players like Isak and also Tonali as well. But really good, man, really good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, to me, it was a game. Obviously, we had the disappointing result and performance against Bournemouth the week before. So this was really about getting the 3 points, winning, getting back on track. Not necessarily about the performance. The main thing was getting that win. Yeah, because we didn't want to go into the next run of games on the back of 2 winless games. So we got that job done. And like you said, Southampton, they are garbage. They're trash. Yeah, they're on course to be the worst team in Premier League history on points, because even Derby County has more points at this stage of the season. So, but like you said, had flashbacks of that Derby County season when the only team that they beat was us. Yeah, so it's like we had to avoid the potential banana skin. And listen, wasn't the greatest performance by a long shot. We didn't really have to get out of third gear. Obviously, they scored early, and like AC, I was at the game as well, but I was actually with the Newcastle fans who don't sit down at all, never sit down, never stop chanting. Yeah, but great atmosphere from the Newcastle fans. But like most of them, I wasn't even worried when they scored. A bit disappointed because it was a poor goal to concede, but I knew we had the quality. I mean, looking at Southampton, just didn't have the quality. Looking at them play, I know they were missing a couple players, let's be honest, as well. But
yeah, they were.
They were playing like a team that knew they were being relegated. Yeah. So but couple standout performance, I'd say, which we'll get to. But listen, scoring 3 goals again helps the goal difference. And yeah, job done. That's all we can say, really. Job done. Nothing to get hyped about, but got over the line in it. But big up Canter, he's locked in as well. He said, you good boy. Yeah, man, we're good. Better than you, my friend. But that's another story. But yeah, Jefferson, what are your quick thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, to try and add to what you guys have said, obviously, it was great, by the way, to see you both at the game. Very interesting as well, because if people don't know, you know, we started this up from all linking up online. So all 3 of us still haven't met, and that's something can't wait to happen. So I was gassed for you guys to see that you've met. And then I looked at the photo and I looked at AC and I thought, blimey, he's a big lad. You know what I mean? Yeah, mate, you got nothing to worry about being in them stands. They're probably more shook at you than you are them, mate. You know what I mean? But
True.
yeah. That's the real highlight of the game, really, you guys being there. But yeah, obviously, wasn't the most memorable. What I would say is it's quite interesting as a marker to look at the opening day of the season. You know, them lot were physical against us and we struggled. Remember Hayward Bellis or whatever his name was? He was getting away with murder. We really struggled with their physicality at home. So this was a real contrast. I mean, there were still fouls in the game and that, but I felt like, yes, we gave them chances. I think this is something that I've seen in recent games, that we've been giving teams chances. Some games we get away with it, some games we don't. But before I come on to that, I still think, adding to what you're saying, it was a very professional performance, very like assured. I don't think the players really thought at any point we were going to lose the game and that they could step it up at any point. And I think the times of quality showed. The only downside, I'll say, there was a little bit of cockiness in the second half, which I think would have just been nice to put the ball in the back of the net a little bit more, get that 5-1, you know, get that relentless edge in. But those bits of quality that we did see was just like, yeah, chef's kiss. So I'm sure we'll get into the goals, but I think it was very 50-50 in terms of seeing like what the recent upturn in form has been. Some really good passages of play, people confident in possession, moving up the pitch to the point where you're seeing the defensive midfield, or the most deepest of the 3/8s, the more defensive midfielder, getting in a position and scoring a goal. So it shows in terms of the patterns of play was positive against what was very, very poor opposition. But defensively, especially when you look at the first goal and a few of the chances we gave up, was quite reminding of how we were able to concede many goals last season. But yeah, overall, I think I was quite pleased that, I'm not saying it would be a banana skin, but with this team, sometimes you don't want to get too over-reliant. So yeah, happy to see them get over the line.
Yeah. Just before we go into the nitty-gritty of the game, you made a good point, because what my concern is that, all right, we've won 10 games out of 11, but the last 3 games, we haven't played well. Wolves, Bournemouth, and this one, we haven't really been at it. Like, we gave Wolves opportunities that they should have put away. Bournemouth obviously took their chances, and a better team against Southampton would have caused us more problems, because they had chances as well. So I'm hoping that's the little period that we need to get over and get back on track and, you know, perform against Fulham, because the next few games, including the semi-final, we have to be at our best. So, you know, we need to tighten up a little bit, especially defensively, like you say, and stop the overconfidence and put the ball in the back of the net, you know, to take those chances whenever they get them. But to the game itself, not going to spend too much on the lineup, because it was Fabian Schär came in for Botman. Some surprise, maybe thought that, but maybe Burns should have been rested because of his performance previous week. But he's gone with the old guard of Schär and Burn. Actually, Southampton were missing Tyler Dibbling and what's this guy's name? Salami. I can't remember his brother's name. The attacking midfielder, the guy, I forgot his name, innit? But the one who caused Man United all sorts of problems when he played them. But those two were missing. But like I said, the game starts now, and I've been listening to a lot of podcast, right? And they're saying that we started poorly. I thought we started pretty well. Yeah, we were on the front foot. I think we had a charge before they scored. Like we were knocking it about quite well, pressing them quite high. And then I say we got sucker punched, but it was a poor goal to concede, right? Now, Benderek gets the header in, but Dan Burn, I don't know what he was doing on the side, yeah? You know, trying to be too clever, keeping it in play and stuff. Just clear the ball. He gets bullied off the ball, and then the cross comes in, and Benderek's pretty much unmarked. Tino's got 2 man to mark. I don't know where Shitter is, yeah, sleeping. Good
header. There. You can see him in the picture, just hanging there. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about him, but he you know, good header, leaves the Dubravka flat-footed. 1-0.
Look at the photo. Look at the photo, D-man. Look at the photo. Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
That says it all, to be fair. But like I said earlier, at 1-0, listen, disappointing goal to concede. AC said, you know, you weren't worried. Jefferson, any concerns when we went 1-0 down?
No, I felt like we would come back because it was quite early on. Yeah. That's the thing. I think if it had been like the 30th minute or something, 35th, I would have been like, oh.
Yeah.
But 10th minute in or whatever it was, I felt like we could come back.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, wasn't it?
And that's it. And come back we did, because it didn't take too long before we got the equaliser, and it was the penalty from Isak. Now, he's been brought down. Because I'm at the far end, the other end of the pitch, whatever. So I just thought basically he took too long on the ball. But then I saw that he's appealing for the penalty. Now, at first, did you think it was a Stonewall penalty? Because at first I thought, I'm not so sure. From where I was, I didn't know.
From my angle, it was a definite penalty. Definitely. Yeah. Like, literally, the guy took his legs. Because the ball just kept rolling off the... You know when, like, someone comes in for the tackle, but because the ball was not at all touched by the tackle, the ball just, like, left. It just rolled out.
Yeah.
And...
Good through ball by Bruno, by the way. Good through ball.
Oh, yeah, it was a great ball. But in context of the atmosphere, a lot of people around me were just like, this is a penalty. I think that people knew it. And obviously, it took a while though with the VAR.
4 minutes. 4 minutes, I think it took.
Ages, man. It felt like 30 minutes when you're at the game. You're standing there.
That's a long time.
Obviously, at the game, I can't hear TV commentary. I can't hear nothing. You're just looking at the screen. There's nothing up on the screen as well. So I was just like, everyone's just like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah, I was fully 100% confident it was going to be a penalty though, because the guy got nowhere near the ball and took Isak cleanly.
Yeah.
So
another unforced error from Southampton. You know, they make these silly errors which are very costly. That's part of the reason why they're basically bound for relegation. But yeah, Jefferson, Isak steps up and slots away the penalty. Goal number 16 in the league of the season. Any nerves when he was taking the penalty? Because he has missed a couple. He has missed a couple for us.
Listen, I prefer him than Gordon taking it.
100%.
So I was happy to see him take it to kind of attempt to add to his goals. He's clearly confident. He's clearly in form. I guess it's one of those ones because actually, quickly going back to the tackle on the, you know, if you're watching the game from the game angle, it just looked like a collision. Whereas from the reverse angle, you could see that he almost, whether it is intentional or unintentional, kind of sandwiches his leg, and then sort of the way he falls, it's like a leg sweep of a kind.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I was actually worried that he might have been injured. Yeah, like there was a scissor motion there. And so you would expect him to be injured. So to then step up and take the pen, you think, is he shaking it off? Is he in pain? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, never in doubt with this guy. He's ice cold, isn't he?
And that's it. And I think that's a record now that he becomes the first Newcastle player to score in 5 consecutive away games. So
first since Peter Beardsley.
Yeah. So the records are there to be broken, and he seems
wow.
to be the guy, man. Phenomenal. But
and in your video, it was funny because the guy was like, top left.
Yeah, expletive as well. Expletive. I'm like, come on, bro, calm down. I was like, relax, man, relax. But yeah, so 1-1.
Before we go on, did you guys did you catch match of the day on this? And did you
Yeah.
catch the actual slow replay of Isak approaching to take the penalty?
Yeah, how he looked at the keeper twice.
Yeah, how he looked at the
Yeah.
keeper and at last minute looked at the ball still to making sure, and then looked back at the keeper again. He saw the keeper dive and then put it left.
And then placed it, yeah. Well taken, man. Sacked him out.
Class.
Him out. That's another one. So Ramsdale was missing as well. He had the old guy again.
They have McCarthy in goal. Yeah.
Who was in goal for our first win of the season as well. So, but yeah, so 1-1. And then, you know, we start pressing again. I don't know if it was before or after when Joe Linden had the opportunity when he skied it. But the second goal comes now, and it's the ball's played by Tonali to Murphy. Yeah, Tonali also be at the root of the start of these moves, but he played the ball to Murphy. Murphy jinked past one of the players, and what a through ball to Isak. Yeah, we see it. Murphy to Isak, we see it all the time now. It's just like telepathy in it between the two of them. But he slid it through to Isak, and listen, Henry finish, but the first touch that he took, yeah, to put the ball into his stride,
nasty, man.
Bottom corner, dirty,
nasty,
absolute filth, yeah,
nasty,
quality, absolute quality. And everyone's getting mad about the finish, the Henry-esque finish, whatever. But good to team score 1-1, man, because he's been missing quite a few this season. But credit to him, man in confidence, slots it away. Goal number 17. Yeah, the goals keep coming, and we keep having this conversation. How many goals is he going to do? League goals is he going to finish at the end of the season if he stays?
I told you my prediction.
You did.
He's on track.
Yeah, but well worked goal, man. Very well worked goal. Any thoughts on it, guys? Any thoughts on it before we move on?
I'll let Jefferson go first.
Yeah, I was just noticing, like, I think. Oh, sorry. I don't know mind if there's a delay, by the way, because I'm on my mobile and my Wi-Fi isn't working. So apologies if there's a bit of a delay. Yeah, one thing I noticed, and I could be totally wrong, but I think it's the first goal, particularly with their connection, that both Murphy's assisted and in terms of his combination, Isak, that's come from a central position. Because he almost comes in a middle position, then kind of diagonally slots it. Whereas a lot of their combinations come from the right side, from right to left or right to middle. So in terms of incision, I thought that was quite good. I'm definitely not expecting that from someone like Murph. You know, that's one that you'll see in maybe 1 in 8 appearances. He'll make a great pass like that. Yeah. So, yeah, that's one for the memory banks. But just talking about that touch again, he's taking it on the run. So if some people don't realize, like, to receive a ball, and because it's weird, he almost cushions it.
Yeah.
But he's intelligent. He does it enough, like, okay, I can run onto this, and then that sets up the positioning for him to curl it in. A little touch left, a little touch right, it's helter-skelter. A little bit too much power, it goes 10 yards in front of him instead of 5 yards in front of him, and someone can smother the ball. So it's not even just the cuteness of it, but the intelligence as well. So, you know, it very much felt like a FIFA moment. Anyone on reverse controls as if you're playing pro, but triangle and then R2 finish. Yeah.
Big up Spectre's locked in, by the way. He said, got the job done. Murphy assist and Isak's second goal was slick touch. Indeed it was, man. Indeed it was. And you know, I think I don't know, Murphy with 8 assists in all competitions this season. Keeps going, man. Keeps going. Yeah, he's number 3 or 4 in the league. So he's catching Salah, mate. 5 behind Salah. Like, it can be, you never know. You never know. Yeah, what is it? The golden ball that they get for the assist or something like that? I can't remember what it is that they get now.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah, good luck to him. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But AC, quickly before we go on to the second half, anything you want to say about Isak's second goal?
Yeah, wow. It was just slick, man. It was just slick. Once again, from my position being there, I saw it like quite close as it was happening coming up. But what a touch, man. It was really weird because I looked like because it happened so quickly. It looked like he wasn't going to make it. It was really weird, but the way he just slotted it, just like, ooh,
Listen.
and just like it was obviously just silence around me. So you almost just hear the ball hit the net, just like I was like, ooh.
I'll tell you that was funny though. Every time Newcastle scored, right? Because I was next to I was in a block next to Southampton fans, but towards the Newcastle end, whatever, but on the side. But every time Newcastle scored, two Newcastle fans would just run over and jump on me and start swearing at the Southampton fans, bro. Just giving it like proper, like all the W signs and the fingers and all that. That's all these Newcastle fans wanted to do, like proper mocking them, bro.
Sorry, just to say, I'm coming back. My internet has returned. I'm coming back.
No worries. See you in a minute, bro. See you in a minute. But yeah, also big up FBJ who's locked in. He's a Liverpool fan, but he's the stats man. He's having his dinner while he's watching. So big up FBJ. But yeah, listen, we go in at halftime, 2-1 up. And the second half is it's all about one man, in it, because the third goal, yeah. And Mr. Sandro Tonali, right? Man of the match again, yeah? But very well worked goal. Like, obviously, Fabian pumped the long ball. And obviously, the Southampton defender intercepted, but Tonali, from his own area, has headed it back to Isak, who's chested it down to Gordon. First time ball through to Tonali, who's steaming through, unmarked, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Gives the keeper the eyes and slots it bottom corner. Listen, when I say that was the biggest cheer from the Newcastle fans all game, they went absolutely bananas. And, you know, the chants start again. Sandro, ole, ole, ole. Listen, absolutely. And I like the celebration as well. You know, celebrating with the fan, telling the players to come over with him and celebrate with him. It's like, that was a moment, man. That was a moment to take in, man. And it's well deserved as well.
The limbs were flying.
Exactly. It was the performance that deserved the goal as well, because he was head and shoulders above anybody else on the pitch. And
he's just so good.
What a finish, man.
Because I was watching him quite a lot on this game, because that was my first time seeing Tonali play ball live as well. So I was just like, it was a pleasure, man. It actually was a pleasure just to be in the stadium with this guy and watch him play ball, you know? But I've seen it so many times. But the thing is, though, when I watched it live, it's the other end of the pitch for me. So I was just like, it felt like the eternity. I was like, he's running in so much space.
Everyone just took a breath. When he was running through, everyone just held their breath, waiting for him to start.
Yeah, because I was like, at one moment, I was like, the whistle blown or something. I didn't hear it because everyone was just like, what is going on? But obviously, from my view as well, I just saw it slot bottom corner. I was just like, oh. And you know, like with Tonali, his precision is tight, right? He means where he wants to put the ball. So the way he put that ball bottom corner like that was like, intentional as it was could be, man. So nasty work once again.
Yeah, he's arched his body like Isak did in the second goal, but then he pull it in bottom corner to fake out the keeper, man. Quality. Jefferson, anything on the Tonali goal?
No, it's just really nice build up, and I just like, this is what I want to see more. I like that Gordon didn't waste time. He was just like, I could see the opening. Isak did his bit to hold up the ball, and he's just seen the run, and he's just boom, rather than taking a touch, trying to take it round the man. He spotted the run early. And you think back to arguably the first 10, 12 games, the amount of times players were making good runs, Willock, Isak particularly, and the ball ain't coming. I still remember, I'm going to keep going on about it. I still remember Isak switching on Longstaff, like, give me the effing ball, man.
Who? This brother can't get a look in now, bro. There's a reason. He's not even been brought in sub, bro. He don't get no game time. Yeah, I pray for times like this. Yeah.
So yeah, that was a magnificent goal.
Yeah,
good quality.
Before we wrap up on the game, like we have to say, obviously Southampton did have their chances. I think the Bravka had to make a good save from a corner in that half as well. And obviously they had the goal disallowed late on, which could have been scary. Fabian Schär again, complacent, absolutely complacent. What were you doing, bruv? Yeah, know your angle, bruv. You know your area. He's let it go. And he's let the Southampton player in.
And no one was catching him, bruv.
Yeah, no Fernandes slots it nicely. And I thought, and I looked at the clock, it was 86 minutes. I thought, they're going to equalize. If this gets given, they will equalize because their tails are up. Yeah. And we've been like coasting all game kind of things again. good job. Obviously, it was offside, but good job. You know, thank God for VAR. Very rarely you say that, but thank God for VAR because that could have been sticky. But listen, we had our chance as well. Murphy hit the post.
Joe Linton hit the post as well.
He had the post, but that was offside though. When he hit the post, that would have been given offside. But he had one cleared off the line as well, Joe Linton. So you know, Burn had to put a nasty challenge as well. So you know, there were chances, but there was no way we weren't deserving of winning that game. But I'm hoping it's the fact that it was Southampton why we took it that lightly, because Fulham is going to be a different kettle of fish, which we'll get to, and then obviously we've got the Arsenal game, and then that horrible run of fixtures of 3 games ahead after that, which is going to be really, really testing. But just to point out, listen, we said Tonali was man of the match, right? And obviously Isak played very well. But there was a couple performances that I was the defense as well. Fabian Schär we spoke about, right? But Bruno didn't really have a good game again. But listen, he was struggling from illness, same with Isak, right? But maybe that's a good thing, because when I saw him, my God, is that brother slow? He off the ball, he is so slow. But I thought maybe it was the illness that was making him even more slow. But what the fans didn't like is when he got taken off, he was happy that he get subbed, right? But the crowd was chanting his name and he did not acknowledge them once. He just walked off the pitch soaking, and a couple of fans, I could hear them like took it personally, kind of thing, like not even a clap, not even nothing, kind of thing. That was a bit, especially as the captain and that.
Did you see his tweet?
Yeah, I saw his tweet and he clarified it straight after, because I think it was, the English was not too good. Said, we don't know. I don't know what this season holds or whatever it is. But but he was talking about on the pitch. He said whatever. But part of me does think, and I may be way off, but part of me thinks that he feels a little bit of a way that Tonali getting all this attention. Yeah, that Tonali is now being seen as possibly the main guy, isn't it? Especially in that midfield. Like, Bruno's enjoying his freedom as the 8 and that, but all the talk is about Tonali, and maybe there's a little bit of jealousy that they said they get on very well, First one to congratulate him on the goal and that, but as a human, he's been the main man. Remember when he first come, the quality, he was head and shoulders above anyone in that squad, Now Isak's getting the praise, Tonali's getting the praise. Even Lewis Hall's getting praise and stuff like that. So there's not that much talk about Bruno. But saying that, when has he taken the game by the scruff of the neck of late? You know what I mean? So
I kind of disagree here, actually, because I think, first of all, I think Bruno is very happy that the quality is around him. Finally, he ain't got to do it on his own, because once upon a time he was the only player doing it. He was carrying our team on his back. He was defending and creating chances. We finally got Tonali in the team. He's happy for it, man. You can see that when he scored a goal, he's happy for him and such. And I think if you look back at the last 11 games, it's 10 wins out of the last 11. Bruno did put in some great shifts in. So I think that this is the thing. And I think this is where I have noticed that, I'm not saying particularly what you guys are saying here, but I'm just saying just generally about fan base, actually, that they'd be quick to hop on Bruno about something. And I'm just like, trust me, this is the guy that when he's missing, you will miss him. You will miss him. So Bruno, for me, there were some highlights in that game where he did do what he could do. And there was some, just want to say as well, there was some great link-up play in that first half when we were like really pressuring Southampton in that half. They were doing 1-2s, they were doing dummies, they were doing all that. And Bruno was part of that link-up as well.
Do you know what I liked about it?
When he wants to, he can do stuff. And also, it wasn't that long ago, he did that great assist for Isak as well. So, like, let's not forget.
Listen,
let's not forget.
Quality, I just think the attention's not as much as it used to be, and I think maybe that might be a little thing, but maybe not. But what I did like about the game is that he was playing in that almost that traditional 10 role. Maybe because it was Southampton, he was very ready back. He was more advanced than he is usually, and he was linking up, doing really well and stuff. And that's when he's in his element. I think it's going to be interesting in the next couple of games how he performs, especially against the Arsenal game that he missed. I think he might think he's got a point to prove there as well. So look forward to it. Big up Adrian. He said D-man doing deep psychology. I'm just putting it out there, innit? I'm just putting it out there. I may be way off, but yeah, but big up all the same, But listen, of the midfield, I will say, in my personal opinion, I thought that Joe Linton was the weaker of the three. He didn't have a great game, you know, and he put in. Funny enough, he won a free kick, in one of his most violent actions. He's taken the man, like he could have seen red, but like, he got the free kick. He got the free kick, but the man is violent, bro. And what I spotted about maybe it's an off day, but he can't play a 1-2. He struggled to play a 1-2 in this game. I don't know if that's just him generally, because I don't really, notice it that much. But he tends to slow the game up. Like you see Gordon looking for 1-2. Other players look for even Tino looking for 1-2 certain times, and Isak. But he just hold on to the ball, play a decent pass, but it could have been a bit more progressive. But again, he's not the only who had a below par performance. But if we're going to continue on this great run, he has to be one of the key players, back to his best. But yeah, another player of note who made a cameo, and it turns out to be the last cameo, was old Miggy. Yeah.
Miggy, I'm a wrong.
Yeah, they were the fans were
Wait,
screaming
we
his
need to
name.
get AC on the karaoke, mate.
Miggy, I'm a wrong. Miggy, I'm a wrong.
I've been one of his biggest critics, right? But listen, it was good to see him get a bit of game time before he left. And I think I put a tweet out as well that it's ironic that his last action in the game was him dribbling through and actually shooting with his right foot. Yeah,
Man,
scored. How ironic is that? This brother never used his right foot, but he managed to use it at the very last kick of the game that he has for Newcastle United. But everyone was willing him to score, but he weren't to be. But listen, what was it? 30 goals in 233 appearances, I think 23 assists or something like that. I can't remember, something like that. But listen, no matter what you say about whether you love him or hate him, you can't doubt his work ethic and his commitment to the club. And he came at a time when we really needed him, and he did quite a few good things for us. Yeah, Rafa signing. Took a while to get his first goal, but when he got it against, Crystal Palace? He got his first goal?
Palace, yeah.
And he ripped off his top on that.
Yeah, immediately.
Yeah, I mean, we can't forget his legendary purple patch as well. And he's playing like prime Messi as well.
23. Yeah,
and he set the game with the PSG game as well. But
because I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, he did contribute towards us in order to finish fourth that season, hands down.
Oh yeah,
because there are some games where like he was scoring the winner, or like he was scoring the late winner, or he just added that to that momentum for us to shift and win those games. So it's interesting because when I was watching back the reel of his 30 goals earlier, it was a nostalgia trip for me, man. I was like laughing with you guys in the chat talking about when we're in the Netherlands orange kit and that as well. I was like, I forgot about that, I forgot. And the COVID games as well, and how awkward it was, but he was still banging in goals. And I was just like, okay, actually, you have to give him a salute and wish him all the best. And I think he's obviously really happy about his deal because he's going back to his old club as well.
Yeah, I think, smiles all about it. Listen, the goals that he scored, quality goals, Like, there's some bangers in there, the one against Fulham, the volley against Fulham, He scored a few big boy curlers, you know what I mean? Like the dribbles through and the slotting pass. Like, listen, and to be honest, if it wasn't for that World Cup break, he probably would have scored a lot more that season because he was on fire and it seemed to halt his progression. Listen, wonderful left foot when he at the best of times. And I still remember that save that Alisson made from him a lot. Was it last season when they beat us?
Oh, when he hit the post.
My God, I'm still wondering how that didn't go in. Yeah. But like Adrian said, the pride of Paraguay has left the building. Listen, he's gonna go down as a Newcastle cult hero, man. Like he's
people forget as well. Like when he first arrived, he added some much needed speed to our attack, and all of a sudden he created a lot of space. And Perez, that's how Perez was able to score a lot of goals because Miggy was opening things up, and him, Rondon, and Perez were linking up well. And then I think Miggy got injured. So towards the end of that season, then obviously Rafa was gone. But if you think about the times on the Steve Bruce, there was times he was playing wing back. There was times, when he was playing 5 in midfield, Miggy was playing like more like a deep role in central midfield. And you look back on things and you think, yes, he's a very one-footed player, but when you look back at his time at Atalanta, a lot of his good play came on the left side and in the central midfield in terms of an attacking midfielder, number 10 kind of thing. And I can never recall us like using him in that way. And it's a bit frustrating because there comes a time when a player's kind of developing, and I don't know, could he have benefited if he had more time with Eddie Howe when he was slightly younger, when he came to the club? Because we mentioned those times with Steve Bruce. I know he did all right in the COVID season and that, but I always feel like there was a little bit left on the shelf. Like we could have got a bit more out of him, and he was frustrating at times. He should have more goals and assists. We know this.
Yeah.
But when you compare the player that we signed to, what we saw in probably more than 50% of his games, it's a frustration. But wish him luck in America, man. He'll be worshipped there.
You make a good point, because also, like I said, with Steve Bruce, he would have scored more for us if he was playing under a more attacking coach for majority of his career. Because, like I said, with Steve, with his pace and his energy, but he was using it. He would have to use it from our box to the other end of the thing, and by the time he's getting it, he's knackered. Like, you know what I mean? It's like that's why the finishes were so poor by the time he got up there, kind of thing. So, like I said, yeah, man, it's a shame that he didn't. Like I said, if he was under Howe for a lot longer and at a younger age, he probably would have. His output would have been a lot better. I mean, listen, we all know the frustrations that we've had with him and his right foot, and the timing that go. I think Milan. Yeah.
Oh.
Tomorrow he said that's the best tackle he's ever made. But it's like, well, that could have been, it is. But like I said, he set us off in the Champions League with the goal and that. What's your favorite memory of him, AC?
It's quite hard to do so. When I was looking at the 30 goals, there was some memories of some games, some of the awkward COVID games. I was just like, God, I remember how awkward that was. But I think, part of me has to look back at that PSG game. Actually, he scored first.
Yeah,
people will. I don't think people will remember that. People will remember Fabian Schär's goal and all of that. But people will forget that Amaron scored first, man. And I remember, what was it? Isak shot, didn't he? And then the ball come back out, and then he just hit it back in into the corner. But yeah, and it's quite funny. I saw something earlier. Something on X was saying about that night when he first scored. It's like the loudest they've ever heard St James's Park, like the loudest. And if you listen back, if you watch that highlight of that goal, Champions League goal, that footage, how loud it is, that stadium sounds like San Siro, man. It's like deafening. So you know what I mean?
29 games. Wasn't it 29 games without a goal or something? And he scored that one against Palace.
Yeah, something. Yeah, you're right. yeah. He took a while.
Commentator was like, he's finally found it. He's finally found it.
Because he did hit the post and things like that, didn't he? He would do good runs and stuff.
Finally found it.
Listen, I remember. To me, it's obviously the Champions League goal that you mentioned, but the goal against Fulham, that volley, that's a man with confidence. Like, that's one time we say, okay, we don't mind you not using the right foot, because the way he's hit that cleanly, quality.
That was he was in the
no
middle.
Offense, Kante. No offense if you're still here, bro. Had to be said. That was a quality goal.
Yeah, but listen, he will be missed.
Just imagine if his form continued like that. Just imagine.
Well, he got a new contract out of it. You know what I mean?
People forget as well. I know he didn't score many the season before, but the goal I love, apart from that Fulham goal, the other goal against Crystal Palace. Don't know if you've seen it in slow motion.
Head down and
head down and run, but Bruno's pass before that, you see it in slow motion, and then the finish. And that was the sign of things to come, how they would link up the next season.
Yeah, it's true. Bruno brought the best out of him, man. And you can tell Bruno was genuinely pleased for him, like to
South American brother, innit?
you know what I mean? It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. But yeah, hats off to Miggy, man. Wish him all the best back home at Southampton United. So we'll be looking out for him and seeing how he does there. And listen, credit to Paul Mitchell for getting a good fee for him as well. 9.4, 9.6 million, whatever it is. Listen, Mitchell's at the wheel, man. In Mitchell we trust. So
let's go shopping.
Who's next? But
shopping.
Before we move on, we have to talk about we mentioned it before, but Alexander Isak, right? Because there's a bit of controversy about the media's obsession with him and Arsenal, innit? It's getting ridiculous, yeah. And who was it? Is it what's his name? Is it Pete Graves or Keith Downey? One of them.
Yeah. So basically, what happened was on the game at the weekend at Southampton, when obviously Isak scored, I think he might have scored his second goal. The reporter was doing something live from the stadium through Sky Sports News, and obviously saying that Isak scored, but he immediately had to reference and say about Arsenal or something along the lines of like, "Oh, Arsenal would want this, wouldn't they?" Or something.
Yeah.
You know, and this whole narrative at the moment is that every single time Arsenal's talking about a striker, they mention Isak, or every time they mention about Isak, they talk about Arsenal for some reason. And it's plain obviously simple, right? And obviously, I'm going to say it from my opinion, and people want to disagree, they can disagree if they want, but there's this massive agenda at the moment that, like, Newcastle should sell Isak to Arsenal. Like, you know, you got, obviously, there would be people like Paul Merson who would say it. He's an Arsenal guy anyway, but this whole narrative that Sky Sports is developing that we should sell Isak, like he should go to Arsenal, or what's your next step, this and that, almost just like
it's disrespectful, man.
Disrespectful, man.
But you know what it is, though, innit? You know what it is, because I keep saying they want Isak to be the face of the Premier League, right? Because he's got, listen, as good as Haaland is, he hasn't got that swagger, that sauce about him, right?
Coolness,
that coolness that Isak has, right? If Isak goes to Arsenal, yeah, they can immediately put him on the face of every billboard. They can, you know, make up this rivalry between him and Haaland. You know, they can say, you know, we've got the best strikers in the world and all this kind of. Guarantee you, as soon as if he was to go to Arsenal, he immediately becomes the best striker in the world. Yeah, and they start doing all this media campaign around him, and Arsenal will do it as well. Arsenal will do it to the high heavens. You know how Arsenal gas their players anyway, but
it'd be propaganda, man. Yeah,
this is what they want because they need him there so they can really hype him up. Yeah, hype him up, and it's actually embarrassing because Isak has not come out and said he wants to go to Arsenal. In fact, we're trying to offer him a new contract in the summer, and apparently the word is that he doesn't want to leave Newcastle at the moment. So you know, so. It's every day, you know, it's comparisons with Haaland. It's how much is he worth? How much could Arsenal get him for? Why don't Arsenal try to do a little cheeky bid in the summer, in January and all this? It pisses
me off.
Because any other player, you don't hear them talking about like, oh no, Salah like that, or you know, who else is the hot thing at the moment? Cole Palmer and all these things, whatever. It's because we're Newcastle and we're seen as a little club that they can try, you know, intimidate us and bully and whatever. And I hope Newcastle stay strong, you know, stand strong and say, listen, he's our prized asset. He ain't going nowhere. Yeah, he's still got years on the contract, right? And listen, as long as he don't force out a move, whatever, then you know it's all good. And this is why we hope we qualify for the Champions League, because if we do, it ain't going nowhere.
Shut people up, exactly. It will shut people up. But you know, if we qualify for Champions League, and I say we do win this Carabao Cup, man. No one talking to us, mate. No one's talking to us. But yeah, it's just disrespectful, man. And I just feel like, you know, obviously we have to remember once upon a time Newcastle, our old owner Mike Ashley would just sell players, pocket the cash. You wouldn't see it for days and shit. But those days are done, man. And we're not that team anymore. And this is a project that I do feel like, you know, a lot of the players still have a belief in as well. And I think that's what's quite key here as well. But yeah, I think Isak's going to stay. I can't see anything coming off this, and they're going to try. And I see all the Piers Morgan tweets as well. Him and like, sign him. I'm like, shut up, man.
It's that easy. But big up Double D as well. He said TalkSport are big culprits as well. And Adria said Arsenal are dusty as fuck. But the thing is, yeah,
They can't even afford him anyway. They can't even afford him.
They can't afford him, and no disrespect, right? If Isak is going to leave Newcastle, surely he goes to a team who, no disrespect, but actually win things. Yeah, I'm talking. And if he stays in the country, maybe Liverpool, right? If he doesn't, you're looking at Barcelona, them kind of teams.
Yeah, an elite club.
An elite club. Arsenal's not an elite club. Yeah, so to me, it's. I mean, I would love. I mean, as much as I'd love Isak to stay, and if he moves, I prefer him to go to Barcelona. But if he stays in the country, I'd laugh if he goes to Liverpool, not Arsenal. Yeah, after all this hype that Arsenal have been doing, it'd be jokes if he went to Liverpool. But that's another story, and it's another story. But listen, he's ours at the moment. He's scoring goals, he's enjoying his football. If we can add some more quality around him, then
I heard he's like pumps them in the second leg.
The thing is, the thing is, when you start talking about Liverpool, just say, would you take something like, I don't think they would, because he's become even better now, but Curtis Jones plus Jota,
no,
or maybe even Nunes plus 50 or 60 mil.
No. Nunes is a bum and Jota's injury prone. Yeah, I'm not having none of them. I tell you who I will take.
Man said he's a bum.
Plus 80 million, Cody Gakpo. Yeah, that's the only one I'd take. He's not going nowhere, because I said to Double D, I think it was the beginning of last season, I said that him and Isak are going to have the stellar season. Obviously, Cody Gakpo taking a season to do it, but I saw that him and Isak, listen, quality. But nah, I'm not swapping Isak for nobody.
I still believe
I remember Gakpo was in all our team of the Euros. So
yeah,
anybody playing catch up on episodes, go back, watch our Euros episodes.
And when we watch Euros, we said that Liverpool will play him in the wrong position still, man. Play him central.
Yeah.
Why are you not playing him central? My man bangs goal central. Gakpo.
No. Gakpo's better on the left.
Off the left side coming in.
Because that's what, even when they signed him, he was more of a left cutting in and banging it kind. Central, he's not that clinical centrally. He's not a striker in it, an out striker, a natural striker, in my opinion. But on the left, he's deadly. He's deadly. Like WC, Klopp was using him as an 8, well out of position. That's when he was struggling. But yeah, listen, we've got an interesting run of fixtures. So given the way we have performed, right, we've got a very tough fixture at home to Fulham coming up. I've got nightmares of Bournemouth all over again, but Bournemouth are better than Fulham. No disrespect, Kante, but this is a game that we have to win. We have to win. Considering what we've got after that, Man City away, Forest at home, and Liverpool away. Sandwich in between that is the League Cup semi-final, which is not over. Yeah. How important is these fixtures in February if we're going to have any hope, realistic hope of top 4, Jefferson?
Yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? I think I'm still of the view that although we might have a slim chance of getting something against City, because they are shaky, even with their new signings, they are shaky. I'm still not sure about a win, but I definitely think we can get a draw. Fulham, again, it's 50-50. Like, if their players turn up, the chances we've been giving away, they will put a couple of them away. You can see, I do worry about the likes of sort of Smith Rowe, Iwobi, and my man, what's his name, Traore on the break.
The big Traore.
Because they gave us problems before, and yeah, it is a weird one. But Liverpool, listen, it's a free hit, man. We've got a terrible record there, so I'm not expecting anything.
Guess who's gonna be there?
Hey,
my first
trip to Anfield.
Yeah, my first trip to Anfield. I bought my train tickets today.
Yeah. My man's on it.
Man is on tour, man.
Boy. But the Forest one is an interesting one, because for me personally, I don't know, for some others, it's got to be revenge, like a proper full circle revenge for me. Like, I want us to tuck them in at home, and I think it could send a few warning signs to everyone, because even though Forest have dropped points in their last 3 games, being a bit inconsistent, they're still a good team. So that for me will send a message if we can get a strong result against Forest. So I'm expecting a bit of a 50-50 month where we maybe get 6 points out of 12. 5 to 6 points out of 12.
Okay. I see Adrian asks what's Fulham's away form like. Not too bad, you know. They beaten Forest away. They drew Everton. They drew Tottenham away. Drew Liverpool. Beat Chelsea. You know, not bad. Or beat Leicester. Like there's in some other results there, but you know what? They're not bad. They're hard to beat. They're hard to beat away from home. That's for sure. So we have to be vigilant. I agree with what Jefferson said. You know, if their players turn up, and Traore worries me. His finishing doesn't worry me, but the trouble he can cause with his pace and his power. Listen, it was.
Do you remember Joe Linton's face? They went shoulder to shoulder, and he just boom, and then Joe Linton and he just got up and he looked and he just laughed.
I know Joe Linton. He's got that in his mind, you know. Watch, he's gonna try and get his own back. He just don't get too physical, bro. Get sent off. But listen, Man City away. Listen, we'll see how they do against Arsenal at the weekend. If they beat Arsenal convincingly, then I'm gonna worry. I'm gonna worry about Man City. At the moment, I think we're capable of getting something there.
I think
that mistake.
I think.
Yeah.
I think, dare I say this? We go to the Etihad, never really back down recently. And I'm thinking about the last few seasons and such.
Have we ever won there?
No, we come. I think we drew.
Last time was,
and we lost by 1 goal, didn't we?
2006.
Thank God Aguero's not there because he used to have a
2005.
field day against us. Yeah, but
But,
since then, yeah,
you know, I still got good memories of Isak and Gordon scoring those bad boy goals at that stadium. So I take that.
No,
still.
that was home, bro.
That was at home.
Home?
Yeah, bro. That was St. James's.
I thought it was at
Yeah.
Etihad. What if it was at Etihad?
Etihad, we normally park the bus.
Yeah, I feel we give them too much respect because
Yeah,
was it last few times we've lost 1-0, isn't it?
yeah.
Is it
Yeah.
1-0 and
We shackled Haaland. We've done really
you're
good
just
work.
standing off them and stuff? You're just like, just get into them, man.
I think this will be different. I think we will actually take it to them because we know we're a good team now. I think even when we beat Arsenal, Gordon say we know we're good. I think Tonali says as well, we're a good team. We go against these teams away from home. We feel we can beat them.
Yeah.
So the way Man City defend as well, actually we've got the youngster cushion off. We had a worrying debut. Well, he grew into the game by that mistake that he made.
He ain't ready for Isak though.
But none of them are. To be fair, none of them are.
This is the thing. I don't want to say too early in it because this is obviously we got to get through Fulham first, but
And Arsenal in the League Cup. Yeah.
But also when I watched the Chelsea game with City, I was just like, yo, man, City won that because Chelsea almost gifted it to them. Really?
I disagree. Chelsea could have gone 2-0 up. Chelsea
They
could have
shouldn't
gone 2-0
have
up.
lost the game, Chelsea.
But after that,
Their keeper's
City
awful, man.
battered them, bruv. After that, Chelsea was not in that game. After that game, Chelsea was not in that game. Yeah, Man City
What I
had
would
all the
fear
chances.
is Foden's hitting a bit of like,
And he loves
you know,
playing against us. Foden loves playing against
But
us. So
I think we got a good chance, though. I think we got a
we
good
have got a
chance.
good chance. I think the only one I'm writing
I
off is
feel like we
Liverpool.
got a better chance, which is crazy to say this. I feel like we got a better chance with City than Liverpool right now. Dare I say it.
Our record against Liverpool is horrible at Anfield. Absolutely horrible. Like, and I'm talking, we never have close games against them. They always slap us. So to me, that is a bonus. That's anything we get from that, I'll be very surprised. But
Because
I'm only going for the vibes, bro, because they've been to Anfield before.
it would be very interesting what comes out of Arsenal versus City, because Arsenal can't score for shit, number one. They just can't. Havertz is like awful, man. You see the game of the weekend?
He missed. Wow.
Yeah.
This is why they're crying for a striker. I can see why they're crying for the striker. But anyway, stop the propaganda anyway. But
they're at home to Man City, so I'd expect Arsenal to be favourites going into that game. So
I do feel like City are gonna. I feel like City are gonna drop points in February though, at some point. I don't know, man. It's really hard. It's
City've got a horrible run. City've got to play us. They got to play. They play Chelsea. They got to play Arsenal, us, and Liverpool or something like that.
They got Bournemouth.
I think it's Liverpool.
So Liverpool.
I think so, but I don't know. But they've got a horrible run.
Who's got Bournemouth?
No, Bournemouth got Liverpool at the weekend.
That's it. That's it.
That's going to be an interesting.
That is.
Don't get me wrong.
Spurs.
We haven't spoken about them beating Forest 5-0 like it was light work. We haven't spoken about that.
Yeah, but and that's what it makes our defeat a bit more easier to take because
And they're playing with their B team.
I still don't know,
Oh my
bruv.
God.
We were at home, man. We're at home.
We were
For
playing
me,
with
I
they're
don't
playing
mind
with-
losing, but
no.
them
What I will
those
say
bums
just quickly,
do.
what I will say
unforgivable, bruv.
quickly, if it is the Areola, he admitted that against Forest, that wasn't a 5-0 game. He said, word for word, our greatest performance as a manager is last week against Newcastle. Yeah, that's they were unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. And don't
That
wrong, we did not turn
Kirkes
up.
goal, we didn't even. We
Yeah,
gave up that
but we
Kirkes
gave up
goal,
in it.
man.
But
Yeah,
I'm
but the
saying
thing is,
that,
they Newcastle.
yeah, they were
Literally.
phenomenal.
They've
Because-
scouted really well. Again, I'm not just like I'm not getting on the narrative. I can see AC's face like, here you go. But I'm just seriously, guys, listen to me. Like, this is sense. I'm talking sense here.
Look,
Like,
I know the narrative
Iraola,
already because
is a good manager. I'm not forget about him coming in for O'Neill and all
it's
that.
the master versus a student anyway. I know that.
Is when you look at the club, Dean Howson, a lot of people were like, yeah, I'm not going to take that risk. They've done it. Kirkes, random Hungarian dude. Like, if you look at the signings they've made, they're surprisingly Dango Watara. Like, who are these guys? So they've clearly done their scouting.
Yeah.
They've
He's
clearly
playing out
done
of
their
position.
scouting.
He's not even a striker, man.
But if this is why we've got Mitchell now, we're doing our scouting now. Yeah,
They've taken a risk. They've done due diligence, and they've got a group of foreign players that will have a high ceiling. None of this English Premier League proven stuff.
but isn't that what Mitchell's doing
I'm
now?
still hearing it from fans.
No,
They've
but
spent
listen,
26
no,
on
yeah,
Diblin.
forget the fans.
Why?
Forget the fans. Forget Eddie Howe. Forget the fans.
Tyler Diblin,
Forget
bro.
them. Mitchell's now in. Mitchell's in. And look at the players, the caliber player that we're linked to. Not saying we're buying now, but look at the caliber player with these young, unscouted, unknown European or foreign talents, young as well, that we sell on value. So we're taking leaf out of that book, but it just takes time because, like I said, we've been too used to the English athletes, whatever. Now Mitchell's here. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, but
I want to see him through the door.
Credit. Yeah, but we know the issues with PSR and all that nonsense, but we won't get into that because we're running out of time. But we'll see what what Bournemouth do because this run can't last forever. It can't. And I'm not saying they will drop off, but I tell you one thing: they're not finishing above us. They're not. Yeah, I tell that for free. They're not finishing above us. But
let's see.
Credit to Bournemouth because like that was it. 9 goals in 2 games with no striker. They're on smoke. They are on smoke. So but it'd be interesting to see if Iriola.
Areola's a bit of a tit. Areola is Bournemouth manager.
Yeah. But Iriola, it'll be interesting to see if he hangs around because there's got to be a plethora of clubs in for him in the summer, namely Spurs as well.
Spurs are going to try grab him, man.
I mean, it'd be a joker to go there anyway, but another foolish move. But
I don't know if he will jump ship, leave Bournemouth that quick though. Because
no, if he gets Bournemouth to Europe, there's no reason why he should be leaving Bournemouth. None whatsoever. And I expect Bournemouth to get Europe, so there's no reason why. Imagine if he gets them into the Champions League. If he does finish above us, credit, and he gets Champions League, Bournemouth in the Champions League. Eddie Howe, who Bournemouth fans will forget about Eddie Howe quick.
Listen, they go Champions League, man. Somehow, some way, I'm getting tickets. I'm there. But anyway, I don't know, man. Bournemouth are just on smoke at the moment. I think Liverpool have got a tough game, but I'm more fixated on this like Arsenal versus City game as well. I think that could tell us a lot because City are climbing, but I don't think they're back though. I don't think they're like.
No,
I think
they're doing like five games in a row.
They're not invincible, and I feel like once again I don't want to take it fully there, but I don't know, man. I think I kind of back us a bit. We just got like Jefferson said, we have to go there and retake it to them. If we do, something good could come of it. If we go there and play putty, I'm gonna be upset. Right? Yeah. We have to go for the juggler.
Treat it like we did at the Emirates. We did the Arsenal at the Emirates. If we do that,
go for it. Go for it. Like just go for it. Because this game, actually, and I remember we can talk about like where we are in the season now, because I think Jefferson mentioned our group the other day, is that this is where it comes like every game counts now, boys. Like if you drop points on this, I don't think you can make it back up again. It's that point of the season. It's so tight, right? We got to find our way, and I don't know. I don't want to predict how many points we're going to get out of February. I'm not going to do that, but
one game at a time.
I just want to see us just
play
go
to our capabilities. So just before you go quickly,
you see the fixtures though. I just took another look, and obviously you got Fulham on Saturday. Yeah.
Then
Now Arsenal. So he's not going to put players on double duty. He may well gamble and make changes in that Fulham game.
I don't think he does.
I don't think he can. No,
I go to the same team for both games.
What we do?
You're thinking he'll rotate in the Birmingham game.
Yeah, that's what he'll do.
Yeah. Complete rotating the Birmingham game, but those two games
game is bottom of the pile right now.
Risky.
It's risky, but we can't afford to drop points in Fulham, and we have to get the job done. If we can get the early goal against Arsenal after 60 minutes, if we're 1-0 up, it'll make changes.
What he probably could do is start Burn and Share at the back for Fulham, but then bring Botman back in for Arsenal.
Man.
And then
he might bring Willokin. He might bring Willokin for against Fulham. But I think that might be a mistake with Fulham's physicality.
No, man, there's too much physicality in there. They get bullied off the ball a bit, I think.
Yeah,
not just disrespect, but I think
I ain't gonna lie. I'm starting to see a few players that might have to be shipped. I'm not even joking. I'm not being harsh here. Like Willock is one of them. Share is definitely one of them. Some of these boys have to go.
Listen, we'll get that to an episode because that's another story. That's another story.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should share.
He looks lost.
No, we will get another centre back and keep Share for squad.
But just quickly,
I keep Burn for squad. I keep Burn for squad. You can't keep them both.
Listen, we'll talk about transfers. We'll talk about transfers at another time because we can go on all day.
Deadline's coming. Just quickly, time we're back on. Deadline's gone.
Just quickly.
Personally, let me get this in. Personally, right? You sell Burn this summer. People think I'm crazy. You know why? He's 32. Sell him now while his ceiling's quite high. He's got focus on. He's got good stats. Sell it high. What we don't do as a Newcastle thing, which really pisses me off, is that we will hold on to it. Just like Dubravka. You should have just sold him.
It's so hard though.
Listen.
He's
Listen. We will get onto that in another pod because we will be here forever. Yeah.
Sure, man.
But just last comment. Adrian said, all jokes aside, I think we can safely say Bunce has had a positive impact on the player load management.
Yeah.
100%. That's a good point.
Massive difference.
But listen, we will see how we get on at the weekend. Listen, a massive 10 days ahead of us. But we're gonna have to leave. We're gonna have to leave it there. Double D said,
I think he's Thanos now. Double D. I think he's Thanos.
Yeah,
he started off episode AC was right. I was like, wait,
maybe we do a podcast at the end of the transfer window if we've signed anybody, if we haven't, but we'll see in it and who needs to stay, who needs to go. But listen, we're going to keep it short and sweet. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. It's going to be available on the Apple podcast and Spotify for the audio listeners. And yeah, until then, we're out. Peace.
See you later, people. We're out.